right, so we're diving into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
Buckle up.
Yeah, especially those of you who sent in this review, because I know you're probably wondering,
Oh, yeah.
is it worth the upgrade, especially if you were already
Right.
blown away by the 2020
Yeah.
version.
Yeah.
But get this, the review calls it intelligent finessing and focused expansion, not some
Yeah.
crazy overhaul.
Interesting.
Or-
That's really fascinating because that approach suggests that they really listened to
Right?
what players loved about the original.
Exactly.
And they doubled down on those strengths.
Yeah.
So, instead of reinventing the wheel, they made it roll smoother, if you will.
Okay, I like that. I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Makes sense because 2020 was already huge.
Ridiculously huge.
But this reviewer had me hooked when they described spending hours
What?
just walking around the game world.
Walking. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That just highlights the level of detail that they put into the ground environments.
Like in
Alpine forests, deserts, beaches, all rendered with this crazy realism.
It makes you wonder, how did they even pull that off?
Well, I did see them mention photogrammetry, which sounds super techy.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. It's like they took millions of pictures of real places,
Oh, wow.
and then they use that to build the game's landscapes.
Oh.
So it's like a digital collage,
Okay.
but on a massive scale, and that's how they get that mind-blowing accuracy.
So basically, virtual tourism just got a major
Huge upgrade.
upgrade.
Yeah, major upgrade.
And speaking of scale, can we talk about the fact that this game recreates the entire Earth?
Oh, yeah, the whole thing, over 29,000 miles of it.
That's crazy.
And not just like a flat map.
Right.
You can zoom all the way out into space and then swoop down to any location.
Yeah.
Mount Everest 1 minute, Great Barrier Reef the next. Talk about a sense of freedom.
Yeah,
It really taps into that primal human fascination with exploration.
totally. But
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes just flying around gets a little, I don't know, aimless.
Aimless, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I was intrigued when the review mentioned a new career mode.
Oh, interesting.
Although I gotta admit, seeing XP and skill trees in a flight simulator feels
Little odd.
a bit odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not alone in that. But here's the thing.
Okay.
For someone who's maybe a little intimidated by hardcore flight sims, this career mode is a brilliant way to ease in.
So you're thinking it's like a built-in flight school?
Exactly. Think guided missions,
Okay.
cargo runs, passenger charters, even things like helicopter rescues or crop dusting.
Wow.
You start small, earn licenses, unlock new planes, and gradually work your way up to the more complex stuff.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It gives you that sense of progression and purpose
Right.
that maybe was missing before.
Exactly.
And I bet it makes learning all the technical stuff way less daunting.
Absolutely. The license system itself acts as a roadmap, so to speak.
Right.
You need specific licenses to fly certain planes and take on certain missions.
So it pushes you to learn and master new skills organically
Yeah.
without feeling overwhelmed.
Now, that's smart.
That's smart game design.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are not so smart,
Oh.
the review did mention one major gripe, the AI voices.
Oh, no.
Apparently, they're pretty terrible.
Oh, really?
I cringed a little reading that
Sure.
they compared it to, like, someone defacing a masterpiece.
Ouch.
I know.
That's brutal, but I get it.
Yeah,
Awful voice acting can totally ruin the immersion,
it really can.
especially in a game this visually stunning.
Especially in a game like this.
Did they say anything about why the voices are so bad?
Well, they touched upon the sheer logistical nightmare of
Yeah.
voicing a game this massive.
That's fair.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Every airport, every location, potentially needing unique dialogue.
Oh, gosh.
It's a voice actor's worst nightmare.
Yeah. No kidding. It does make you wonder, though. How do you solve a problem like that?
I don't know, more natural sounding AI, maybe? Or imagine this.
Okay.
What if they crowdsourced voice recordings from the community?
Ooh.
I bet there are tons of Flight Sim fans who would love to lend their voices to the game.
No, that is a great idea.
Right.
It would add this awesome personal touch and probably be a lot easier to manage.
So much easier than hiring professional voice actors for every single line.
Yeah. All right, so we got stunning visuals, a structured career mode for nudies,
Yeah.
and potentially a community-driven voiceover solution in the future.
That's amazing.
What else does this review have in store for us? This deep dive is just getting started.
Oh, there's so much more. Buckle up. Well, let's move beyond the career path and look at some of the other ways
Okay.
that you can experience Flight Simulator 2024.
Okay.
The review highlighted these self-contained excursions.
Oh, yeah. Those caught my eye, too.
Yeah.
They mentioned things like air rallies, landing challenges, even these discovery flights that take you on pre-planned routes
Yeah,
over scenic locations
absolutely. And it speaks to that something for everyone approach.
that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Whether you're a hardcore simulation enthusiast
Right.
or someone who just wants to casually explore the world from above,
Right.
there's something here for you.
Totally. But out of all of those excursions, the one that really piqued my interest
Yeah.
was world photography mode.
Oh, cool.
It basically turns the game into a giant aerial photography studio. I mean, how cool is that?
It's a brilliant concept. Imagine getting these in-game challenges
Right?
to capture specific shots of landmarks, natural wonders, maybe even wildlife.
Oh, wow.
It's like they combine National Geographic with a flight simulator.
Right. And I bet it encourages players to really explore the nooks and crannies of the
Exactly.
world,
Yeah.
searching for that perfect angle or that perfect lighting.
Yeah.
Who knows what hidden gems they might discover along the way.
It's fascinating how this game blurs the lines between simulation and art. It reminds me of those breathtaking aerial photographs
Right.
you see from photographers like Jan Arthus Bertrand. Oh, yeah.
Who's dedicated his career to capturing the beauty of our planet from above.
It's proof that games can be so much more
So much more.
than just entertainment.
Right.
They can be tools for learning, exploration,
Yeah.
even artistic expression. Speaking of pushing boundaries, the review also raved about the new streaming technology in 2024.
Oh, yeah. And with good reason.
Okay.
This tech essentially solves the storage space problem
Oh, thank goodness.
that plagued previous versions.
That was a big problem.
I know, it's a huge problem.
Yeah,
So instead of downloading gigabytes and gigabytes of beta,
right.
the game now streams in the necessary scenery and assets on demand.
Hold on. For those of us who aren't, like, tech wizards, what does that actually do for the player experience?
Sure. So for starters, it means the game takes up way less space on your hard drive.
Okay.
No more sacrificing your entire music library just to install Flight Simulator.
All right, so I can keep my music?
You get to keep your music.
Okay, good.
And perhaps even more importantly, it drastically reduces loading times.
Oh, nice.
So no more waiting forever for the scenery to load in. You can just hop in your virtual cockpit and take off almost instantly.
Okay, that sounds like a huge quality of life improvement,
Yeah, big time.
especially for someone like me who's, like, notoriously impatient.
Yeah, I hear you.
But even with all of these awesome advancements, the reviewer did mention running into some snag.
Oh, yeah, the controller scheme debacle.
Oh,
It seems like they attempted to overhaul the controls,
okay.
and it backfired spectacularly.
Uh-oh.
The reviewer called it digit-twistingly convoluted, which doesn't exactly inspire confidence.
That does not sound good. And then there was the launch itself. It wasn't exactly smooth sailing, was it?
Let's just say they used the word disaster in the review.
Oh, my goodness.
And unfortunately, they weren't exaggerating.
Oh, no.
Missing features, mugs galore, server issues. It sounds like launch week from hell.
That's rough. It's a shame because when it works, Flight Simulator 2024 is clearly a phenomenal achievement.
Right.
But launching a game this complex,
It is.
this reliant on online servers,
Right.
is clearly a massive undertaking.
It's almost like launching a space shuttle, you know?
Right.
You got so many moving parts, so many potential points of failure.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even with the best planning, things just go wrong.
They did mention some specific bugs that they encountered.
Yeah. Like what?
Stuck landing gear,
Oh, no.
weird passenger feedback, even the controls just completely freezing up mid-flight.
Oh, that's not good.
Not exactly what you want when you're trying to land a 747.
No, not at all.
No.
It's a reminder that game development, especially at this scale, is a constant process of
Right.
iteration and refinement.
Right.
You're never truly finished. You're always working to squash bugs,
Right.
improve the experience.
Mhm.
And to their credit, the review did point out that the developer, Asobo,
Right.
has a pretty solid track record when it comes to post-launch support.
Yeah, they've been very responsive to community feedback in the past,
Right.
releasing patches and updates to address issues and even add new content.
Exactly.
So while the launch was a bit bumpy,
Yeah.
there's reason to be optimistic that they'll get things ironed out eventually.
Hopefully.
It sounds like a bit of a mixed bag right now.
It really does.
It's got these incredible highs like the world detail and the career mode,
Yeah.
but then these frustrating lows with the bugs and the clunky controls.
Right.
It makes you wonder, is it worth it?
Is it worth the upgrade, even with all these
Yeah.
flaws? Well, the reviewer ultimately seemed to think so.
Okay.
They emphasize that even with its issues, the sheer scale and beauty of the game are hard to deny.
Hmm.
They summed it up perfectly by saying that the intelligent additions and refinements, when they work as intended,
Right.
make for a much richer and more engaging experience.
Okay, so for someone who absolutely loved the 2020 version,
Yeah,
sounds like a no-brainer.
I think so.
They're going to find a lot to love here.
Without a doubt.
But for someone who's maybe on the fence, who wasn't completely blown away by the previous version,
Yeah.
maybe hold off for a bit.
Yeah, I would say so.
Let those launch kinks get worked out before diving in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
But even with the bugs and hiccups,
Yeah.
there's something about this game that just captures the imagination.
Totally. It taps into this primal human desire to explore,
Right.
to see the world from a different perspective.
It's that power of place
Yeah.
that the reviewer talked about.
Yes.
Imagine standing on top of Mount Everest 1 minute,
I know.
then flying back home to land on your own street the next.
That's amazing.
That is.
It's a level of virtual tourism that we've never seen before.
Right.
And it's only going to get more impressive as technology continues to evolve.
All right, so we've covered the highs, the lows, the technical marvels,
We
the
have.
frustrating glitches.
Indeed.
That's the final verdict.
Yeah, what is it?
Is Flight Simulator 2024 a triumph or a turbulence-filled disappointment?
Ooh, good question.
Let's wrap up this deep dive with some final thoughts. I'd say it's definitely more triumph
Oh, yeah.
than turbulence.
Try
The glitches are frustrating,
Yeah.
but they don't erase the fact that this game is pushing the boundaries
It is.
of what's possible in a flight simulator.
They took this already ambitious concept and somehow made it even grander, even more immersive.
And despite those rough edges,
Yeah.
at launch, the core of what makes Flight Simulator so captivating is still there.
Oh, absolutely.
It's that feeling of escaping reality,
It is.
soaring above it all, and experiencing the world from a completely new perspective.
It really is. It's amazing.
It's funny, for a game that's all about meticulously recreating the real world, it also offers this
Right.
amazing sense of escapism.
I know.
You could literally fly anywhere, do anything.
It's amazing.
Want to recreate a famous historical flight? Go for it.
Exactly.
Want to explore a remote corner of the world you'd never visit in real life?
Yeah.
No problem.
That's the beauty of it. It's a simulator for those who crave realism.
Right.
But it's also a sandbox for those who just want to unleash their inner adventurer. You can be a pilot, a photographer, an explorer, all at the same time.
Makes me think of those old adventure books I used to read as a kid,
Oh, yeah.
where you could choose your own path,
Right.
make your own discoveries.
Yeah.
This game's kind of like that, but on a massive global scale.
Interactive storytelling at its finest, you're not just passively consuming a story.
Right?
You're actively creating your own within this incredibly detailed and dynamic world.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe those virtual experiences will inspire you to seek out real-world adventures.
Now, wouldn't that be something
I know, right?
from virtual flight to booking an actual plane ticket?
Exactly.
That would be the ultimate testament to the power of this game.
It really would. It's a testament to the way games can blur the lines between fantasy and reality, sparking our imaginations and encouraging us to see the world with fresh eyes.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything there is to cover in this deep dive.
I think so.
We've explored the stunning visuals, the revamped career mode,
Yeah.
the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
We did it.
I hope this has given you a better understanding of what makes Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 such a fascinating
For sure.
and ambitious project.
It's a game that's not without its flaws,
Right.
but its potential is undeniable.
Absolutely. So to wrap things up, I have one final question for you.
Okay.
After all this talk about virtual flight, are you feeling inspired to take to the skies yourself?
You know what? I just might have to fire up the simulator tonight and see what adventures await.
Nice.
How about you?
I'm already downloading the update as we speak.
Awesome.
I cannot wait to experience it all firsthand. And for all of you listening out there, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Have you already taken Flight Simulator 2024 for a spin?
Let us know.
What are your favorite destinations? Any hilarious glitches or breathtaking moments to share?
We want to hear about it.
Let us know in the comments. Until next time, happy flying, everyone.